Hi everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to go through the newest collab in the world of Monster Strike. It is, of course, Full Metal Alchemist, aka Hagane no Denkin Jutsushi. If I said that right. This is, of course, the second volume of this collab. We had this one back in 2017, if you were around back then. I know not too many of you were probably around then. So a lot of you will get an opportunity to pick up some of those old monsters that were in the original rendition of this collab. So without further ado, let's get going. Here is the volume 2 gacha monsters. We're going to start looking at them real quick. And of course, do note that by the time this video goes up, you should have the individual rates available, I believe. Yeah, well, let's go over them real quick. We got Van Hohenheim in fire. We got Olivier in blue, water, and we have Riza and Roy in the light. Those are your 6-star monsters. And there are 4 5-star monsters are going to be Maes Hughes and Izumi Curtis in wood and dark, respectively. So let's take a look. And surprisingly, this time the strike shots weren't that complicated. And also, GameWith, for some reason, did not have the details on their pages when I was picking them up earlier today. So I had to pick them up from other sources. So hopefully they're correct. But do note that the ratings on the top right are temporary as of when I looked up these characters. They could change once, they may be a hidden use cases found for certain stages that make them more valuable. It could also go up. It could also go down where the expectations did not meet what people were hoping for. So do keep that in mind. Make sure you check GameWith to see what the latest values are. Van Hohenheim here. It is a strike shot that guarantees to delay all monsters on screen, so it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody you hit. His first gear will buff him by 20%, and then all the enemies will be delayed by 2 turns. And then his second gear will up his bonus to 50%, and the delay is increased by 1 turn to 3 turns. So that is Van Hohenheim in a nutshell. We also have Olivier in water. She has a guaranteed strike shot that will hit the boss. Those words were not in the right order. A strike shot that will guarantee to hit the boss. There you go. The first gear will buff herself by 50%, and then there will be a follow-up attack of 50% of 1.5 times her attack stat, and then it will do a percentage attack, which will take out 14% of the enemy's HP with a guaranteed minimum of 1.5 million damage. Second gear, you buff up that buff to 2.0, and her follow-up attack is 2.0 times her attack stat, and the percentage damage goes up by 2 times as well to 28% with a guaranteed minimum of 3 million damage. And then we have Riza and Roy there in light. They also have a current rating of 7.5. All of them actually have a 7.5 rating, which is actually definitely on the low side. But again, we'll see if they have any big surprises in terms of usability. But Riza and Roy, I thought their strike shot was the most interesting. Basically, a bullet fires first, which hits everybody, which will guarantee that every enemy that has a weak point will have its effectiveness increased, which means it will take it damage 50% more than usual. And then the grand motivate happens where everybody moves automatically, which is really cool to see. Gear 1, the buff is a 10%. All of the other teammates will get a 20% buff. The bullet does 2 times her attack stat. Their attack stat. And then defense down will do 10% more damage than usual, and it will last for 2 turns. Gear 2, the bonus to her goes up to 30%, the team 40%, bullet does 3 times the attack stat, defense down means they'll take 20% more damage than usual, and the effects will last for 3 turns rather than 2. We also have the 4 5-star monsters in this gacha. We have Izumi Curtis in the dark element, and she has a current rating of 7.5 on GameWith. And of course, do note that 4 5-star monsters cap at 7.5, so that is a good solid for 5-star monster from the gacha. You can take a look at our stats there. Anti-gravity barrier, super anti-damage wall, first killer, and then on the gauge we got anti-block with strike shot turn boost. Strike shot is a speed and power up, and there will be a follow-up attack to the first hit enemy, and the bomb combo is a rampage wall bomb, which is always nice, which probably is the reason why she has a 7.5. On the left we have Maes Hughes, and he currently has a rating of 7.0. His ability, super anti-gravity barrier, super minesweeper M, anti-transport wall, and strike shot turn reducer, all on the main. I don't believe he had a gauge. Strike shot is a speed and power up, and all touch friendly units get powered up bump combo for a set turns, and also gives everybody the guide ability, right? As if you picked up the item to show where your first bounce will go. Bump is a white blast M as well. And for some reason I couldn't find any detailed information for the paid pack monster, so I'm gonna leave you with its current rating on GameWith, which is a 7.0, 1,000 yen to get this and all of those items. And of course, don't forget, in general, the paid pack monster is a nice to have, not necessary, but if you love the collab, there's no reason not to get it. And of course, we do have the revival of Volume 1 gacha monsters. Do note that these Volume 1 gachas never have individual rate ups, so you will not have the opportunity to focus. I mean, it's just a 0.2% bonus, right? But you will not be able to focus on a particular monster. This gacha does have the Eldritch brothers in wood, Roy Mustang in fire, Lin Yao in dark as your 6-star monsters, and your 4-5-star monsters will be Armstrong and Lan Fan in light and water, respectively. Now, of course, if you don't remember, the Eldritch brothers do have a split transcension, so you can split between these two forms. And Alphonse has a really strong 8.5 at the moment, and he has an interesting strike shot for sure. You can see that not only does he power up on each wall hit, if he happens to hit a wall that has either a damage wall or a speed down wall, it will convert it to a healing wall or a speed up wall, so a minus to a positive. There we go. The first part is long, I know. Healing wall, either gear of the strike shot will be 2500 HP per hit, so that's a good amount. First gear, there is no intrinsic buff to himself, but every time he hits a wall, he will increase 20% of his attack stat, and all of those converted walls, whether it's a healing wall or the speed up wall, will last for 2 turns. If you get to the second gear, the self buff does exist. It will go to 30%, and the attack up for each wall is 55% wall hit, and those converted walls will last for 4 turns rather than 2. So very strong, very strong. And if you haven't seen it in action, I would definitely recommend it, or watch other YouTubers put it in action. But it definitely is a solid character for sure. We also have Edward, right? This is the other split form, right? It makes sense. His strike shot does guarantee to hit the boss, and once he's done doing his 5 hits, his last hit will always come from the top of the boss, going straight down. So if the weak point is in that vertical line in the middle, then you will actually get bonus damage since he is going through the weak point there. So something to keep in mind. Also means it's a little tough to maximize damage output on all enemies, but certainly better than nothing. Gear 1 self buff is a 50% boost, and then his attacks in the middle will be 5 hits at 0.96 times his attack stat. Essentially it's equal to his attack stat, right? And then that final attack is a 2.56x damage. On the second gear, the self buff increases to 80%, and his follow-up attack is 1.42 times the attack stats for 5 hits, and then the last slash will be a 3.61 times his attack stat. Again, solid. Again, I think we're gone past any of the days where we're going to get any broken OP collab characters anymore, but certainly a solid one there. Roy Mustang in fire currently has a 7.5 rating. He will have a fire pillar attack to the first hit enemy, and then the final attack is a percentage attack to all enemies on screen, and on top of that, any monsters on your team that you have not yet activated their bomb combos will be activated as well. First gear is a 50% boost to himself, and then the fire pillar is a 7.3 times his attack stat followed by the HP reduction of 16% with a guaranteed minimum of 1.23 million. Second gear is an 80% buff to himself, and then a fire pillar attack will do 10.6 times the attack stat, and then will reduce his enemy's HP by 30% with a guaranteed minimum of 2.4 million. Last but not least, we have Lin Yao, and he has a significant slowdown reduction. When I saw the percentage first, I was like, what? But when you see it in action, I guess it makes sense. Currently has a 7.5 rating on GameWith. First gear does a 20% buff to himself, and then defense up will reduce damage to basically 2/3 of its normal attack power, and his slowdown rate, which it decreases down to 8% of what it would normally slow down to, and that lasts for 2 turns. And then second gear, the bonus buff to himself is 40%. The reduction in damage is half of its normal damage taken, and the slowdown rate goes down to 6% of its normal slowdown rate and lasts for 3 turns rather than 2. So very interesting abilities for Lin Yao there, that strike jump. Alright, let's go over the events. As you can see that Barry the Chopper and Buccaneer are available 24/7. Those are your 4 or 5 star monster quests. You can farm that to 75 luck, and once you hit that limit, you will get 15 bonus luck, getting your monster up to 90, which is the max you can get for a 4 or 5 star monster. The direct drop quest is going to be Solf J. Kimberly. He is available anytime you want, but make sure you don't forget to play, because every day you do, you will get 7 drops at minimum. If you play co-op, there's a chance to get more. 2 to 3 copies if you play co-op. Sorry, you should get 1 minimum just for clearing. But try to play co-op so that you can maximize your efficiency there. And of course, on the schedule, you can find both Pride and Sloth and see when they come on, or just wait until Monster Strike Day to farm them then. And of course, we have a Chokyu Kyoku Insidious quest with King Bradley. Basically, you want to farm the stage to max luck that monster. All monsters in the stage get plus 99 luck, so just bring your OPs. No need for max luck monsters in this stage, because everybody is max luck. Important note here though, that the monster that you are collecting from the stage is the same monster as volume 1 that we had 6 years ago. However, the quest itself is different. So again, the character you get will be the same, but the quest is different. And of course, all of the old quests, with exception to the old Bradley quest, will be available in the library. So if you missed out, and actually I found out that I did not finish Envy when it first came around. I finished Scar, which I believe is going to be the direct drop quest. Yeah, so that explains why I would finish that. But I did not finish Envy, so... Oh no, was it Envy? Yeah, Envy. So maybe I'll do it. And I guess I didn't finish Greed either, so... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much free time I have on Monster Strike Day to do that. But yeah, there you go. These will be available for the duration of the collab. Alright, the missions. Oh boy, the missions. These are quite a handful, so hopefully, it's been a few days. Hopefully you've been making progress on it, but if you're still confused, let's talk about it, because you're gonna have to clear missions, you earn materials, use those materials, rank up, and repeat. And using those materials are very important. But first, let's talk about the missions. As you can see, there are 3 areas available, and they will have an array of 6 missions available for you to accomplish. 3 cities means you can attack them in whichever city you want, but you might as well do them at the same time when possible. When you clear a mission, you will be getting materials as rewards, and the amount of materials that you earn will depend on your alchemist level, which will be in the top of the screen. Kind of hard to see, but you can see right now I'm at level 8, and the amount of materials you get scales to your level. So the higher your alchemy level, the higher your reward is for clearing each quest. However, the most important thing about these missions are the fact that there is a cooldown time between each mission that you successfully complete. As you can see, I cannot continue on Briggs mission, the top, until 5 more minutes from now. Likewise, I can't complete the next central quest until I wait 10 more hours. So what this means is you cannot rush these missions. So please keep that in mind. Make progress diligently. There are 2 monsters that you can pick up from these missions. You can see that by completing these missions, you will either be picking up Jean Havok or Fu and Lan Fan as your reward. And here are the missions. They are, of course, pinned to ENG Monst on Twitter and in the general chat in the Discord channel. So either location that makes sense, or you can go ahead and blow this up and take a screenshot, keep it for yourself. I would highly recommend, Twitter's probably the easiest way to grab them. But those are your missions. I don't think any of them are particularly too hard. But again, important thing is you've got a wait time in between clearing missions. That wait time only applies to that city though, right? So you can complete basically 3 missions at the same time. Well, there will be 3 active missions at most at any time that you can take on. Now, this is also an important thing is once you complete all the missions, it'll actually rotate back to the first mission so that you can keep completing them. And why would you want to do that is, of course, collecting materials, right? Remember, the higher your alchemy level is, the more materials you get. So when you clear that the next time, you will almost certainly be at a higher alchemy level. So then you can get even more rewards that way. Now, there are other ways to earn materials. First is just by completing quests. You will earn your alchemy level times 10 materials for doing one of these, for any of these 3 things, which you could do at the same time. You clear an event, temple, or a library quest. You clear a quest that is part of the FMA Collab, and you clear said quest with a FMA Collab monster. So, for example, the most efficient way to collect these missions would be you go into the quest and you go into the event and you clear a FMA collab, right? Pride, for example, with a FMA collab character in your party, right? The other efficient way to maximize your rewards is you're going into the library quest. You complete one of these old collab quests with a FMA collab monster in your party, right? So again, that'll be 30 times whatever your alchemy level is, right? So currently I was level 8, I think, right? So that would be 240 at most I could get in a single run. Again, the higher your alchemy level is, the more materials you will get. Now, the other way to get materials is through resemble here, right? On the bottom right. This is automatically generated every hour. And do note that you will have a limit, right? I believe 6 hours is going to be your maximum before you top out. But again, like I said, however, how much materials you generate scales to your alchemy level. The higher your alchemy level, the higher amount you get per hour. And your maximum is the limit, but I think it's always just 6 times your level. But anyway, you want to regularly come here and collect your items. You don't have to wait until it maxes out. Anytime you have any of these bars available, you can click this button to collect what it is to reset the weight there, right? Or you don't ever want to hit the maximum, right? Because if it hits the maximum, you're not going to be able to generate any more materials. So don't waste your materials there. Check in often and collect that button. Collect that materials with the button on the right. Right? So, again, how do you increase your alchemy level? Well, you can go to your monster screen here, and on the very top there's a collab screen here, and this gauge here will tell you what your current level is and how much you need to level up. Do note that the maximum alchemy level in this game is going to be 20. So once you hit 20, you are done needing to worry about leveling up, right? So, just make sure you take a look and see. Do note that if you see the chains here, it just means you need to be a certain alchemy level before you get that reward. Whether you want to wait and get, big one, like I already got the Tokudamas, for example, that's fine. But, my suggestion here is to make sure that you are exchanging items as soon as possible. don't forget about the daily rotating item, which will always show up on the top here, right? That's an easy way to get, some spending done. But, prepare for these helper items, which will help you for the FMA collab quest. There's a lot of ways to spend, but make sure you're not just sitting on your materials, right? Because you are going to be hurting yourself in the long run. Make sure you exchange ASAP. All right. We were talking about the FMA collab helper items. Let's go over them real quick. I guess the first line isn't applied to that, but just reiterating, right? There is a daily rotating item for sale that does reset at 4 a.m. Japan time every day. And then, here we go. These 4 helper items. Well, hopefully they're pretty obvious in terms of the iconage. The first one is increasing your team's attack and bump combos by 20%. Second one will increase the weak point effectiveness by 50%. The third one will delay all enemies every time you start a map stage by 1 turn. And the last one will increase the boss drop rates by 2 times. So pick them up and help you farm these quests faster, easier, whatever floats your boat. Now, last but not least, we have the King Bradley missions. These, of course, apply to King Bradley. I'm not going to the right place. It's here on the bottom left. You click that and you can see the 2 missions that are there. The first one is to collect 99 luck from the quest. And this is very important. The wording there is specific. Only luck collected from this quest will count for this mission. So if you happen to have a 99 luck King Bradley already from volume 1, that does not apply for this mission. You will still need to collect 99 luck to qualify for this reward. And the reward is very nice. It is a Waku Waku Min EL, very rare item. You can only get that from the castle or very specific events. So make sure you don't miss out on that. This is a very good, easy opportunity, hopefully easy, to pick up a Waku Waku Min EL. And then the second mission is to clear the quest without using any of those helper items that we were talking about just earlier. And you must clear the team with a full dark team party. Again, you will be able to maximize your damage since King Bradley, of course, is a light monster, but in return, he will be able to punch you as well with that extra power. So be careful about that. The reward is the alternate Evo form of King Bradley as well as the badge. You can see that. Now, I was watching Shiro's YouTube analysis of that, and he thinks that it's not going to be that difficult because, if you can't clear this quest, you're going to be stuck with a 6-year-old monster, right? That original Evo form is going to be weak, bad, not good. So it's probably not going to be terribly difficult. But we'll see. King Bradley was difficult. Granted, it was because there was a buggy initial release of his mission, but whatever. Okay, let's see. We got some buffs here for the original monsters. I think Lan Fan here. No, that's not Lan Fan. Where are you? There you go. Lan Fan here. Got a little bit of a shuffle there. His anti-warp and recovery was upgraded. I think it was recovery S before. We got weak point slayer on the main now, right? Yeah, and then transport wall is added to the gauge. Strike shot is a little bit faster, and that kunai does a lot more damage than it did before. Which, I don't know how much better it is now, but it was definitely a weak kunai. Armstrong here, he was actually pretty good back in the day. His strike shot was very memorable. Using it in a bunch of stages, which was nice. Anti-gravity barrier and dark killer was added to the main. His laser stop is upgraded to super, and his bump combo, I believe it was just like a 6 or an 8, and that's now an 18. So nice little buff there for him. Let's see, Scar. Well, he's not a gacha monster anymore. Don't think any of these are. Scar, getting counter killer luck on the main is really nice. Again, you will basically need to max luck him to make him worth it at all. But getting, anti-speed down while also on the gauge is nice to see. Bump combo. Actually, maybe we can check from the library easily. I don't want to keep typing for all these. Let me see it. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. That's good. Yeah, bump combo increased to Chozetsu Flare, and his overall power with respect to strike shot and his attack stat was buffed slightly. Then the next monster, we got Lust here in blue. She was a 5-star monster as well. Yep. Anti-damage wall is now on the main. We got Soul Steel to replace that on the gauge. Strike shot cut in half. And bump combo is increased to a Chozetsu Pierce Spread. NB here, which I passed on last time. Apparently, Minesweeper is now an M. We've got Demi-Human Samurai Killer added to the main. Always good to see that, right? And bump combo added to, I guess, upgraded to Chozetsu version. And his attack stat was buffed as well. And Gluttony 5-star as well. You got Minesweeper M on the main. Right Position Killer also added, which is cool to see. And the bump combo is now a Trident Dunk Laser L, along with the attack stat buff. And last but not least, we have Reed here, and I did not color that correctly. It should be in purple. But anti-damage wall moved to the main, as well as left position killer was being added. Anti-transport wall to the gauge, good to see. Strike shot reduced by 6 turns. The gauge isn't as difficult to hit anymore, and bump combo upgraded to Chozetsu Poison Spread, along with the attack buff. Alright, we're almost there. Login bonuses, we have May there, 10 of her each day for 13 days. Also, day 2 and 5 gets you a Tokudama. And of course, as is the tradition with the collabs, any of those mission rewards, login rewards, or the paid pack monsters are functioning as max luck, regardless of what they are. Currently, you'll see a plus 99 around them when you start the stage. Actually, in case you don't know what that looks like, that's just a reminder to tell you that, hey, don't worry about what its current luck is. You can just play with them as a max luck monster. See, there you go. Right, that plus 99 icon there on the top right. In case you forget. And okay, so just final reminders, because there's a lot of things to remember. Make sure you prioritize increasing your alchemy level. That should be your #1 priority. You get more materials from your mission rewards, you get more auto-generated materials per hour, and you get a higher cap, which, I mean, both of those 2 points, I guess, are the same thing. So make sure, what that means is make sure you're exchanging materials as fast as possible too. That should be your highest priority here. Please don't forget about that. It's very important to keep doing that so that you can maximize your level. Don't forget, third thing here is don't forget to check into Resemble regularly so that you avoid hitting the cap. Every 6 hours you're gonna top out on your rewards. I believe it's that gauge doesn't increase later on. Just make sure you pay attention to that, and just do a quick check, collect, and let it rest again. And of course, last but not least, please do not forget the fact that the missions are time gated. You cannot rush them at the end. You are guaranteed to have to wait 5, 10, 20 hours in between missions. So, if we don't know what's going to happen, next week on Monster Strike News. Almost certainly there's going to be some kind of addition to this quest. Are there going to be more missions? Are they going to be, what kind of change happens? I don't know, but you don't want to fall behind. So hopefully if you were worried about that, you're resolved of that worry. Okay, that's it for me tonight. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, there's a lot of things here, so please let me know in the comments below. More than happy to help you. I'll try my best to make sure to respond faster than I was in the Gundam collab. I apologize for that, but yeah, lots of things going on. So Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you have not already, hit the like, subscribe button. ENG Monster on Twitter, Discord channel also available to talk with other folks live about this game. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye bye. Gacha should be up tomorrow.